You know, it's going to be really interesting. I'm curious to see the strategies that are going to be employed here by these teams compared to what we just saw with straight and You can see right there, Neighbor taking Naded sniper rifle. That's not a good sign if you're a Carbon fan.
Now, anytime Neighbor's got the sniper rifle, you got to look out for big things to happen. Just a minute off the clock, we have the flag back in the hands of Ogre 1. Neighbor and StrongSide are going to be the two players in position to protect him. Neighbor looking for the new Carbon spawn. Doesn't see anyone. Finally spotting Cpt Anarchy down low. StrongSide's going to pick up the kill. Ogre 1, though, so slow to move that flag. He was taking fire from a whole lot of positions there, and he could not move it very far. It's going to be stuck on the plat, and it looks like all Final Boss is really just going to try and reset up here. They're going to go for a big attack, and that's what Final Boss is known for. They go for the setup first, and then the big push.
It's a play style they've always kind of employed. It goes way back. They're a methodical team. They will pick you apart. And Halo 3 definitely supports that. You don't want to rush in too much. But one thing that Halo 3 does reward is group aggressiveness. If you're able to wait for your teammates to spawn and coordinate 2 or 3 players running together at a time, or maybe somebody watches your back and flanks, that's going to work out. And sometimes I think Final Boss's play style leaves them open to quick surging teams having success against them.
All right, well, one team that is pretty quick surging, at least so far this tournament, it would be Carbon, like you said earlier, Sundance. In that final, Game 5 against Triggers Down, 45 of the 50 kills were assisted by another teammate. So this is the first time we've really seen amazing teamwork out of Carbon, and it seems to be paying off so far as they're staying right in this game with Final Boss. Now they got an overkill. Naded's got the sniper rifle to work with, and they're going to be pushing in on the Final Boss setup. We're going to jump on board with a player that I love to hang out with and watch. This is actually Cpt Anarchy. This is labeled Ghostayame. We're going to Shockwave, and Shockwave is actually back at his base with the sniper rifle. And he is getting a jumping headshot right now on Ogre 2.
That's like Shockwave of old. I like seeing that.
Oh yeah, Chris Smith is back in the house, Sonny. This is Vegas. You know he never plays poorly here.
Vegas.
The last 2 years he's been here, I think he's won $100,000.
140, maybe?
Yeah, something ridiculously large.
A lot of zeros, crooked numbers, all that stuff.
Well, there you see Ghostayame getting taken down by Ogre 2. Shockwave cycling through all of his teammates' screens, trying to see what's going on. So after about 3 minutes into the game, Shockwave trying to sneak up behind StrongSide on the sword bridge. Final Boss trying to push in. They got a sniper in the hands of Neighbor. He is actually on the Carbon flat right now, and there's Neighbor on the green box.
Wow.
And Shockwave, the only member alive for his team, he's on the Final Boss side of the map, so he's going to try and help out and stop this flag cap by coming back to support his teammates.
You know, the thing that I don't want people to forget is that, or maybe they don't know, is that these two teams obviously have a lot of history, all right?
Do you not know that? Come on, if you've been following MLG.
I know,
right,
I'm about to give a detail there. You little nervous Nelly there. You're just jumping in and kind of cutting me off. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it so much, but I'm going to let you get away with it.
I'm not even sorry.
Because you're purdy.
Not even sorry.
Anyway, last time these two teams played, Carbon took them to Game 5. It was a 3-2 for Final Boss in Dallas, okay? So, Carbon... And honestly, they did not have a great event in Dallas. They played fairly well, but they weren't clicking. They didn't look the way that they looked when they beat Triggers Down. That's for damn sure. So, Carbon knows they can hang with Final Boss. Now, Final Boss, on the other hand, is coming off an event where both StrongSide and Ogre 1 had their worst performances all season long. Ogre 1 was actually -79, and StrongSide was -42. Now, Neighbor was the third most positive player at that event at +56. So, if they can balance that out a little bit, you know, it's going to be a different result for them. But the question is, can they do that over an extended event? It's not just 1 series or 2 series. You got to do it when it really counts. And sometimes it seems like these guys, when they get challenged, they fall apart. And that may be because of execution, and maybe because they're not familiar with one another yet. But so far, what I see, especially last night, just how loose they've been and how kind of focused, and Ogre 1 especially kind of stepping it up. I think that we're going to see something different here this night. I don't know. I just have a feeling.
All right. Well, you know, the Ogres' StrongSide, they have not been in a championship match since Meadowlands, the event that they won. But, you know, I think they're looking to change that here at the National Championships. Right now, Cpt Anarchy, he's got the overshield. He's sitting at the Final Boss base. Meanwhile, Ghostayame's got the Final Boss flag. It's moving on to the plat. Ogre 2, the last member to stop it, but Ghost is going to put it in. So that is the first flag cap scored by Carbon.
And
Sundance, are you surprised?
I'm not going to say I'm surprised. It's Carbon. Every time I say that they're not going to do something, they do it. The thing that I do like, though, is that Shockwave did everything he could there to avoid the counter cap.
Yeah, he did pick up 1 kill. Now it's going to be up to Naded. He's going to stop everyone else. It looks like Ogre won.
And now they're in a great position. A great spawn for them, both spawning closer to the flag. That's going to be good because Naded was able to stay alive. Ooh, Shockwave. I like what I'm seeing so far as Shockwave. Definitely being aggressive. We're playing it with some intelligence. I mean, he's charging so much in previous events and just getting into battles on his own that he just couldn't win. Now the kid's skilled, and I know that he was frustrated by it, but I just see something different in him so far at this event.
Yeah, you know, when we started this season, Shockwave, he seemed to be a bit too stubborn, while the rest of the players, they quickly adapted the way Halo 3 is played. You know, you play as a group, you play as a team, you push by yourself. Shockwave, he was used to the days in Halo 2 where he could just really run on his own and just dominate a team single-handedly with his glitches like the BXR and really just a solid double shot. But in Halo 3, you can't do that
Anarchy!
But
disgusting.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Shockwave's good now, and so is his teammate. It's Cpt Anarchy. He's got the sniper rifle, just picked up a headshot, but now he's getting double teamed, and Ogre 1 is going to be able to take him down.
I tell you what,
I know, dude. I'm out of ammo.
Is there anybody
the energy so far from these teams, you look at Carbon right there, there doesn't seem to be any stress. No. You know, and all season when I've been looking at them, they've been kind of pinched up and looking like, you know, I'm not really having fun.
I like the
But Ogre 1. I like that though. Not backing down.
Meanwhile,
that's a good play.
Meanwhile, Shockwave's got the flags out. So, Neighbor versus Shockwave right now.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Shockwave turn.
We got StrongSide
wins the battle.
Through, but then he force-shot StrongSide. And he's still taking fire, but check this out. And meanwhile, Ogre 2 has a flag of his own, and he's got plenty of support, so this is a counter cap. Shockwave maybe pulling that flag on his own, thought he could do a little bit more than he could without any support, and final boss is going to make him pay for it. It's all tied up now, 1-1, 22 minutes left on the clock. Of course, we go to 15 minutes, and then after that, it is going to become sudden death overtime.
I will be surprised if this does not wind up being a sudden death game, just because that's the history of these teams. These teams always give us amazing matches. They just have such amazing history with each other. And you know what? It's great to see again. And this is kind of a throwback match, and I'm happy to see it. Not saying that I was happy to see Triggers Down get knocked down a lower bracket as Ghost pulls a flag there, but there's a lot of history with these two squads.
Oh, and Ogre 2 is showing up right now. He's picking up the big triple kill while on a killing spree, and now with 3 dead from Carbon, he's going to be able to push into their base. And also, you got to look at the clock here.